Hello, would-be followers of the old gods. No respawns here. Hope you're doing well. And welcome to Oakmont, a town on the rise. So what is this rather cheerful and definitely summery game I'm playing right now? So this is The Sinking City, which is a very, very cool, obviously Lovecraftian game by the developers Frogwares. So those are the guys who did the Sherlock Holmes games. I actually played Sherlock Holmes and the Silver Earring back in the day, in the early 2000s. So when I discovered that, I was just like, ooh. The reason being is because this is an open-world detective game, and obviously because they're got huge experience making detective-style adventure games. Also, there is nothing behind me, right? No, other than that dude there, but I'm pretty sure he's safe. But yeah, so they made have made and still make loads of detective games, so I'm quite curious to how the detective elements have been incorporated in The Sinking City. So yeah, it's an open world game. It's got quite a large map as well, which is quite cool. You can, I believe, walk everywhere, but I'm almost certain there is fast travel. I'm almost certain as well some areas will be kind of closed off due to progression, but that's just guesswork. It seemed quite grand so far, so I'm literally just at the start. So I've spoken to a few people, so I want to get myself used to the controls, but also so you don't have the opening the video of me just talking to NPCs. So I started off this boat, and I've chatted to some people down there and got my first objective, which we're going to do in a sec. But I just wanted to show you a few bits and pieces. So you've got the big map. The skills look quite interesting. So not massively complex, but you have kind of some character customization on how you want to play. So there's crafting. Obviously, everything has crafting. But it's effectively a survival game. I did do a little bit of reading, and it's one of those survival games where you can actually use bullets as kind of a sort of currency. So you don't actually want to shoot as much. Which is quite cool, and obviously because it's Lovecraft and it's got kind of, you know, the Eldritch and just general Cthulu mythos running through the description of everything. Your character you're a detective, you're a private investigator called Charles Reed, and Charles is effectively, well, he hasn't slept in like years. His eyes are really, really baggy, and he looks quite tired, and he's basically getting visions. Opens with you getting a vision, and you're coming to Oakmont, which has loads of people suffering from hysteria. So let's just jump straight into it. One thing I want to do, which I didn't do, so you got these little areas you can investigate, and depending on the colour is how much evidence left is there. So I've gotten all the key evidence, but I actually missed one of the pieces of evidence. I already know what it is, I just didn't know how to interact with it before. I do now. So there we go, let's just hop on my boat. This is actually literally where you start off. So it's this thing here. It's pretty straightforward. The icon corresponds to what you use on it. So for example, this is just something that I can interact with via hand. And then this is something that I take a photo of. It's a really weird looking camera though. It wouldn't be a kind of Lovecraftian Cthulhu mythos game without a giant squid. Also, creepy symbols. So, something Freemasony and also the Illuminati. So, starting cheerful and very, very lovely sheets. So let's just get out of here because it's weird, yeah. Hello, blokey. Right. So let's just continue on. So what I've been given a little mission. So the guy I need to speak to, who knows a lot about the hysteria, wants me to help locate his missing son, who turned up on a beach, was put into this house, and now has disappeared again. Also, this is the weirdest looking bloke ever. Now, he looks like a gorilla, and I actually thought he was a gorilla, and it was like one of those games where they just have, you know, sentient animals that talk. But it's not. It's just he's incredibly inbred. And they even comment on the fact that he's super inbred. So I've already spoken to him. There was a lot of dialogue, but I'm going to speak to this police officer and this bloke before I go in.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
All right, then.
I've said everything I know.
You haven't said shit to me, mate, but fair dues. All right, let's go in. So, toggle flashlight. A game like this is... I mean, I absolutely love the Lovecraftian mythos. It's just cool, isn't it? And they've done it really, really well. So the game actually is available on the 27th on all platforms, so PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And it's going to be available on the Switch later in the year, I think, probably around like December or something. Which, to be fair, I think this is definitely more of a Christmassy cold weather game to play, but so Switch players enjoy it. Basically, is what I'm saying. I will be tuning you at some point when I pick one up, but because there's some cool stuff coming out. But for the rest of us, we get to play it in the sweltering humidity. Hello, mate.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Cheers. Let's have a chat with this bloke then.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you?
That's my water bottle. Don't mind that.
You police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throckmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throckmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me.
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
Who is Kay?
Who
Kay's
is this
mate.
Kay you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Oh, all right
Sorry.
then.
No. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throckmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throckmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
I'll also note with the K thing, because I remember now with when I spoke to Mr. Throckmorton, he actually mentions that there's lots of local vernacular that you have to pick up on. So there's probably that kind of like slang thing is probably gonna be a recurring theme, which I don't know what the motivation is for that. I don't know if it's actually local to the region or it's just something to do with the Lovecraftian mythos. So potentially we'll find out.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay, have mercy on his soul.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
All right. So one thing I've noticed is that you got the Mind Palace clue, this is quite cool. So this is very very Sherlock Holmes, and so we got here Throckmorton's is ongoing feud. The Innsmouther are the locals, and the Throckmorton is the rich dude. So it's basically the locals against the rich dude. Okie dokie. And Albert is the son we're trying to locate. Okay, cool. And the case book. There's loads to read, which I'm absolutely not going to do. Unless I need to. Okay. So there's quite a lot to do, and there's loads of lore as well. If you like reading loads of stuff, basically, you're going to have an absolute whale of a time. Oh, I thought his face was like squished in. Do you mind, mate? I'm trying to focus in my mind palace.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella.
I thought it was like squished in a bit more.
Beaten to a pulp.
Oh. Oh, cheerful. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, there is a sanity meter. Which is a blue bar, I'm assuming. Okay, it's going back up. I don't know whether it's certain... being near certain things set it off. I'm wondering whether if I have that... There's got to be some jump scares in this. I know it, you know it.
Choo choo.
Twat. Right. Cool. I absolutely love the setting on this. I think I'm glad games like this are still being made. That kind of more traditional survival element is quite cool. Or kind of your traditional horror. Mind's Eye. Okay. Cool. Oh, I thought that was, because it zoomed in, I thought that was someone to my left. Okay, what are we looking at here? Fair enough. Oh, I think there's, what was I to say? There we go, so Mind's Eye. Oh, okay, you've told A. Okay, let me just get this first. Put that down. So I need to get the Mind's Eye. Confusing. We'll figure that out in a sec. But let's pick this up.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Very masterful. Always like all of the old gods are obsessed with fish. That's because they all come from the
Seems like
sea.
Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
It's very also Dishonored as well. Can I rotate it around the other way? No, evidently
So,
not.
That's what an Innsmouther looks like.
Cheerful.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Okay.
5 cards short of a full house.
Right, so okay, I haven't got some more key evidence. Okay, let's go back again. So it just says Mind's Eye. Images of the past have an advanced activation zone. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. So there'll be like a blue thing, and we reveal it. Okay, that's fair. I'm wondering whether it's Oh, actually, literally. Cheerful. Anything else? Cool. Right, I wonder if I can do it. I'm assuming I can do it for this as well. Oh, you can activate it while you're actually...
Never seen knives like this before.
Okay. So there's gonna be, Oh, you can just check the back. Oh, I see. Okie dokie. So this is gonna be interesting. Probably just more stuff that I've missed.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Oh, and looking at him just completely just plummets my sanity as well. Okie
There
dokie.
was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Retrocognition. Retrocognition allows you to understand events without inspect enough evidence to scene. And an image will emerge. Step into it and find all the critical scenes. Okay. Oh, this is cool. And creepy. Loves it.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face.
Oh, I guess Ape Face is the, so basically, because the guy we're trying to find is the son of the guy who looks like a gorilla. So they call him Ape Face as well. Which, fair, he does look like an ape.
Yeah,
so.
run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Yeah, run!
So if you can open them up.
Take this, ape face.
What's happening?
Right, nothing more to do. Oh, I think you have to put them in order. Okay. So what do we do? Probably this one first then. That one. That one.
What?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throckmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Well, that is fucking weird. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Cool. This is quite cool. This is what I was excited about. There's still some more evidence to get, apparently. It's probably something else. I won't fine-tooth comb it, because obviously you don't want to... Not for this video. But I will be coming back here. Okie dokie. One fisherman is missing. Okay. I like the Mine Palace thing as well. Casebook. Cool, right. So I'm guessing I'm heading outside. Oh, there's a back door. Cheeky.
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
It's bigger than my flat, to be honest. Wow, look at this. I maybe need a bit of a better bed and maybe a Wi-Fi connection, but I'd be happy here. Right, so so a case, but what am I up to? So if I go backwards, probably at the back, or are we gonna? I'm a teeny bit confused what I'm meant to be doing next, but we'll figure out. Unless it's trying to tell me to go to the Mine Palace. Ah. Combine clues to make deductions. Okay, okay. So that's what I have to do. This was a thing in the Sherlock Holmes games, and that was an interesting one. So, for example. Ah, okay, so you just said that, so... Okay. Oh, no, damn it. Ah, okay, so there are a couple of them now. Ah, okay, so you can, like, you basically develop them into other things. So, for example... there we go. Yeah, okay, it's pretty simple. It's not exactly complex. Ah, there we go. There we go. Hey. And the casebook updates. Okay. Can track down Albert. My supernatural sense. Alright, mate. Follow the omens. Okay, this is cool as shit. I like this quite a lot. Okay, so to follow the omens. I like this. I love it because I guess because the puzzles, I imagine later down the line they get a little bit more complex. I probably should have. So. Ah. Okay, so it's down there. Cool. So yeah, I imagine later down the line they get a lot more complex, but this kind of, it's just kind of quite satisfying, isn't it? And it's cool, and it's creepy. There's also kind of more traditional combat in this, apparently. Oh, like a proper... What, you going that way or going that way? Oh, you're pointing that way, weren't you? Yes, you were. So let's have a... Oh, wait, actually... I don't think I can get that, can I? Oh, yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, Jesus. Oh, look at that guy on the floor. Alright, okay. Is it just this here? There's probably more stuff. Oh, what's that? Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm assuming I have to just do something here. Fair enough. Ah.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Jesus! Dickhead, scaring the shit into me. Okay, so let off a few shots. Alright, Goff, chill out. Let's pop over here, maybe they've gone further. No, it must be more Mind Callous Clue stuff. Oh, yeah, fair. Lewis may have wanted to kill her, but... cool. Sweet. Ah, okay. So as you go along, you have to kind of do the clues first when you're kind of following the omens, effectively. Something on the floor there. Looks like a rather suspicious-looking can, if you ask me. Oh!
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
He's a bit swole, obviously. Big, swole, crazy. We've basically got Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Lovely. In that way, in that way. Alright, cheers. I guess I'll pop into the creepy room, shall I? Oh no. There is a gun. And it's X. Just in case. So that's marking. Okay, I'm there are like demons and monsters in this, by the way. So it is, you know, full on crazy shit everywhere. So if I do jump and scream, sorry in advance, yeah. I'm a little bit of an excitable fellow. Oh god. Okay. Oh, that's not creepy at all. Let's see if I can make some stuff. Crafting materials. Oh, I can craft. Make some more bullets, lads. Look at that. I don't really need this out now, do I? Okay, let's go down. Oh yeah.
There's something in the pocket.
Okay, let me just read this. Cool, right.
And the blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
I don't want to go. Don't make me. That mind's eye is quite useful. I like it in the fact is you're not kind of forced to use it all the time, which is quite nice. It's also useful, already I've noticed, for actually identifying... I'll get the padlock in a sec, dear. Okay, padlocks. Shot with a melee cack. If you can hear a police siren, by the way, that is just somebody driving by my house. Oh, there it is. Oh, shit. Also, police siren started up again. Oh, what? Oh, but it's dead now. Yeah! What the fuck is that? Oh, it looks like that weird creature from, Fallout 76. The new trailer. Wastelanders. Oh, that's cheerful. Aren't you more alarmed by that, mate? No, not at all. I'd be alarmed by that, to be honest. Also auto-aimed, by the way, so I'm not that good a shot. Oh god, he's a proper weird-looking bloke, isn't he? Let's get a good picture, shall we? God, he's weird.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Alright, new mine palace. It's not that scary. Come on, mate, honestly. Maybe hiding at the bar and Oakmont Port. Cool, so I have to solve this. Good work, Davey, good work. I feel he should be more alarmed at the creepy creature, though. You know what I mean? I feel as if that should have been a bit more of, a point of concern. Right, so where are we off to now? We're off to a bar. Which is... somewhere. Oh, I need to do the book. Okay. Okay. Place a map. Oh, I think I can just place that on map. Okay. I'll have to figure out where the bar is. Don't know if it shows me where, or do I have to just figure it out? Or just ask, actually. That might even be a thing I can do. Let's just go ask the dude. Yeah, I kind of feel as if I would have commented on the monsters a little bit more. I don't know why that is. Maybe he just doesn't... maybe he thinks it's a rat or something, I don't know. That would have scared the shit into me. Let's just talk to, I mean, you've got these really weird rat things, actually. So maybe it's just... I'm wondering, like, whether the world setting is this is a bit more normal. So it might be that. Do you know where this bar is? Oh, there we go.
Mr. Throckmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throckmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true.
He's a bloody weird-looking bloke, isn't he?
No. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throckmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes. Make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throckmorton. Bring me that dirtbag, Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
Hell hath no fury like an incredibly wealthy person who has just had their freakish son murdered. Right, so what are we doing? So we need to find the guy in the pub then. So we'll use the pub casebook. So at the bar in Oakmont Port. So I guess oh, wrong button. I mean, I guess it's there. Alright, well, let's head down that way then. Freakish. Let's just have a crafty look at these rats for a second. Now, I think that's meant to look like that. Because they've got that kind of creepy, what's that weird, what's that artist who has that picture with the spindly leg things? If you know what I'm talking about, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you won't. Looks like them. It's not Dali, is it? No. Weird art, anyway. Looks like them. Oh, creepy locals. Under the keel bar. So this is the bar. Oh, so he'll be in here. Let's have a chat with this cheerful-looking bloke out here.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Oh, fair enough. And also, what I was mentioning earlier about how certain areas will be cornered off. Yeah. Through progression. I think it mentioned that Throckmorton won't actually let you explore the rest of the city until he's sorted with his son. So, and that'll be a nice way to end the video, in fact, after we've sorted this guy out.
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Yeah, because bullets the currency, as mentioned. Looking for Lewis. Okie dokie. I'm gonna get my ass kicked by these guys. It's also noting, I just remember correctly, yeah, so when you open your inventory, it does slow down time. So, for example, I've got a gun out now, but I'll switch to my gun, but I might want to brick people. I have to talk to her first.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Alright.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars, circled by the dead. A race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
You are welcome. I can't wait to see what you do.
Cheers, loves. Right, okay. I'll imagine that's handy. Considering the setting of the game, I'm not going to ignore a fortune teller.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Random Irish guy. Cheers, bloke.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Which one's Lewis?
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throckmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
Now, do I want to give... I should probably give the key to Throckmorton, but I don't know if they'll send dudes over, but I'm just going to do it. No shooting, so I'm going to get a brick out and brick him, basically. I'm going to brick him in the face. God, how do you... I mean, why don't you just hang a sheet there or something? You know what I mean? If you've got enough wood to do that, you've probably got enough wood to do the whole thing. Useless.
Hey, who are you?
Oh,
What are you
Jesus Christ.
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throckmorton hired me to find his son Albert,
What the
so
fuck?
I think you know why I'm here.
Throck. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Okay, so firstly, I think there are actually slightly animal people in this. So it's not like they're inbred. I think they're kind of... Yeah, it's a bit of a weird saying. I'm definitely excited. Well, after this video, I'm going to be playing this all night. After it's finished rendering. And I'm very curious to see, like, explore this world a little bit, because it seems quite cool. Anyway.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throckmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Freakish as well.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throckmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throckmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throckmortons.
Right. Those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Another police siren. Sorry if you can hear that.
I wasn't myself.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throckmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Okay, so I can actually... It looks like I get a choice. Let's have a check my Mine Palace. To be frank, normally I go and help out the little guy, but I might not in this instance. Just because I do actually need to... Oh, so I get to pick one. Oh, cool. Okay. Maybe I can say he's dead? Fuck it. Let's say he's dead.
Please, I told you the truth, I swear.
Right, if I get an option to say he's already dead, like I took him out or something like that, I'll do that, because it's the good thing to do. I'm suspecting this is the kind of game that doesn't skimp on the punishment from especially the Throckmorton. So we will see. I'm really loving the setting of this. Quite a lot. Apologies again, by the way, if you heard the police sirens. I will eventually move out of this flat, and I'm going to factor in not being next to a main road that has a hospital nearby. Or nearish by. Screw it.
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. They tore him apart. There was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket. Just ask his friends.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's. Something must be done about those pests. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure, but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throckmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throckmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calming from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
Do you think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throckmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to leave that, there, because I think it's a perfect end point for the video. And also I've completed the first case as well. So this is very, very cool. It's one of those ones where I was exactly what I expected in a nice way. I was hoping for it to feel like this. So it's quite creepy, a lot of dialogue, there's choice as well. I imagine each case has a few kind of major choices that you can take. So this is available on the 27th on PC, Xbox One and PS4. And as mentioned, it is available on the Switch later in the year if that's your console of choice. Anyway, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I will have more videos up soon. I'm going to have Elder Scrolls Online videos coming soon as long as I finally hit max level. And also more of the Fallout 76 and every now and again games like this where I get to kind of indulge in something out of my normal repertoire of games. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your week and you take care.